Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back, Mitchell Road Mustangs. I'm glad to see you again. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about liquids, solids, and gases. So I know that we've talked about this before, and so let's review really quickly. When we're thinking about liquids, solids, and gases, and we're talking about molecules, our solids are going to be tight. Those molecules are going to be really tight. Our liquids are going to be kind of loosey-goosey, kind of keeping their distance from each other, social distancing if you think about them like that. And our gases are going to be really spread out. And I have a little diagram behind me. So when you look at the molecules, your solids are going to be nice and tight. Our liquids are going to be loosey-goosey, kind of close, but not really. And our gases are going to be really spread out. Today, we're going to do a demonstration to help with that. And I've got some safety goggles, and you should wear safety goggles if you have them. If you don't have them, I want you to work with a parent. And when you do this experiment, you need a tray, you need a bottle, you're going to need vinegar, any type of vinegar, you're going to need some baking soda. I'm going to use food coloring because it's going to help our demonstration so you can see better. You're going to need a funnel, and of course all our funnels are in the lab, so we're going to make ourselves a funnel. We're just taking a little piece of paper, and we're going to go ahead and fold it into a cone, like so. Making sure we have a nice hole. Take both sides, the bottom and the top. Just like that. Make sure you have a nice hole for that, and so we'll have that. Alright, and so your funnel, your food coloring, your vinegar, baking soda, you're going to need a balloon, and food coloring just for fun, okay? So, when we're thinking about vinegar, vinegar is an acid. And then we look at baking soda. Baking soda is a base. So they're kind of on the opposite spectrum. And when we mix them together, we're going to see what happens. So let's try that, yeah? So I want you to observe what happens. I'm putting on my safety goggles. I'm using about a 3/4 cup of vinegar. So I'm going to pour that into my bottle. And there goes our funnel, but we can put it back together. Make sure you don't spill any of it. And when you do this experiment, boys and girls, I want you to think about doing it maybe outside or somewhere where if it gets messy, it'll be okay. Use a tray if you're doing it indoors. Don't do it on carpet. Be mindful of the space that you're using to do this experiment. I'm stretching out my balloon, and then I'm using my funnel, putting it inside that balloon, and then I'm going to take 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to use a little stick just to make sure that I can move that baking soda right into the balloon. Let's do it again. 2 tablespoons. There we go. So now I have my balloon filled with baking soda, and I've got my vinegar in my bottle. Before we do any of that, let me move them out of the tray. I want you to observe. I'm going to use the little container, just a small one, and I'm going to put just a teaspoon of our baking soda into that little container. And I'm going to use just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon of the vinegar. I want you to listen. I'm going to put it close to the camera so you can hear what happens. Did you hear that? Alright, so that's the reaction. When we took those 2 ingredients, our baking soda and our vinegar, it created that reaction. That sound, that was the gas. That was CO2, or carbon dioxide. We breathe it out, carbon dioxide, and plants love it. But we're going to check out and see what happens with our observation and our demonstration here. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it. You ready? I want to make sure that I put that lip of the balloon all the way around the lip of the bottle. So I'm just going to open it up and put it over the bottle. Make sure it covers the entire bottle on all sides. You ready? Here we go. I want you to feel the bottle too, and feel the change in temperature of that bottle. Look at that. I can feel the vibration of the gas inside that balloon, and there it is. So we mixed an acid and a base and created CO2, carbon dioxide. Pretty awesome. Let's do it again, just for fun. Alright, so I've already mixed, I already have some vinegar, and I put a little food coloring in there. And I've already filled my balloon with my baking soda. So this is a demonstration, boys and girls. To make it an experiment, part of the scientific method would be to ask a question. How does it work? And then you'd have to change a variable. So if you want to gather information and predict an answer and make it an experiment, you'd have to change something. Like maybe instead of vinegar, you could use lemon juice. Maybe you could change the amount of baking soda. You'd have to track and write down your information on your journal, and then ask the question and think about what's going to happen, and then test out your theory. Have a theory or a prediction or a hypothesis. Okay? So, but this is just a demonstration, and it's so much fun. We're going to do it one more time. Are you ready? Here it goes. Getting stuck in the mouth there. Not nearly as dramatic, and I think it's because my balloon was wet. So that would be a variable, wouldn't it? My balloon, the inside of my balloon was wet already, and it did not work. So that helps us know and make it into an experiment. So there's my demonstration. I hope you can try it at home and enjoy this demonstration to talk about liquid, in this case our vinegar or our acid, baking soda, in this case our base, and of course CO2, our carbon dioxide, our gas that was created by the reaction of both of those items. Thank you so much for joining me today, boys and girls. Have a great day.